Hello and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations. Let us see what Miss Rhoda has to say for herself. So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that?
Miss Ternero.
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too?
Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did?
Alright. Captain's permission.
Why did you lie about receiving a captain's permission like that?
Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Mule. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Ternero, is it? There's one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well,
Why the sudden hesitation? Franziska seems to have struck a nerve.
All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. You were saying it was for work then? Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell.
Miss Ternero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing.
That thing being... Okay, what was from the shop? We have Mr. Eyefly. We have... Suitcase. And we have the bloody cloth. I don't think any of these would be wrong. We're just kind of asking our questions, so let's start with the most incriminating thing, which is this cloth. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know how to answer you. Oh, never mind. As a professional flight attendant, I'm a failure.
She must be worn out from the long questioning session she just went through.
Oh, I feel bad for her. She's a nice person, even though she was kind of intense at the beginning. I guess we'll do the suitcase next. Oh, here we go.
If you could please take a look at this for me, Miss Ternero.
Oh, that suitcase.
Yes, about this suitcase. You are the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
Oh, got her. There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care. but I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there.
But there were two there. The last one there.
Yeah, there were definitely two suitcases there. But what do we... Oh, maybe there's another option? Yeah.
So you're saying, Miss Tenero, that the suitcase in question was the last one?
Yes, they're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shelves.
That's not exactly the impression I got.
She looks so happy. Oh, no, she's twitching. Never mind. The one in the shop is most definitely the last one.
Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
As police evidence, yeah. I didn't say anything about buying it.
Then say you'll buy it.
It's not very professional, is it? I'm sorry, I can't.
But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you.
Okay, any fan art of Edgeworth with that suitcase? Please? Come on Tumblr, you can do it.
I guarantee it personally as a service professional.
Well, that is... How should I put this? It's hideous.
Oh god. That's so mean. He was nice to Larry when Larry was making bad portraits of everyone at the end of Trials and Tribulations, but he's just harsh here. That's... Although it is quite hideous. So maybe that's not so bad. What?
Maybe that was a bit too direct.
Yeah, no kidding.
Moving on. My issue with the suitcases isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were two suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it.
Two? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only one. Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only one suitcase left.
Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Tenero, what is one of those suitcases doing here?
Oh, I didn't even see that. It's down in the bottom right corner there. That's...
I thought you said there was only one left.
That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
She's used it for a long time? I think not. Miss Tenero, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time.
Well, these price tags right here are probably it.
Tell me, Miss Tenero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase?
Ah! What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase?
Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Miss Tenero, I think I understand. I know what you're trying to hide. Now then, the suitcase was originally in
Flight attendant's room, in-flight shop, first class. Well, it's in here now, so that's not the answer. So I think he's trying to say that she, like, bought one herself or took one herself to make it look like it was selling well. So she took it from the shop then.
Seeing as how the price tag is still on this suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought the suitcase was... oh, yep. It was you, wasn't it, Miss Tenero? I hate to say this, but the suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right?
Then the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe you had finally accomplished something.
But the suitcases didn't sell.
It's because of the design, isn't it? All because it's, as you put it, hideous. Yeah, that was harsh, man.
I can't say I chose a great place in which to sell them, either.
We weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there, day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight Whoa! She didn't buy just the one this time. Yikes.
You buy one every single time you work a flight?
I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt for that purchase.
This receipt is clearly stamped 5:40 a.m.
The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. We're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Miss Tenero, where are these other suitcases?
They should all be down in the cargo hold. Then the suitcase the killer used.
Could very well have come from the cargo hold.
Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases to...
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
Man, be a little more sensitive. And he's like kind of smiling while he's saying it. Oh, I feel so bad for her. How could they? The suitcases are meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be.
Miss Tenero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator?
The only other way is just through that door there.
And what about security?
That door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special keycard that only crew members have access to.
Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
I can't believe it.
Yes, Francisca?
Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karma name.
And what do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story.
Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their keycard.
Miles Edgeworth, you're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
That other attendant, Miss Neal, I asked her earlier and she had this to say.
Francisca got information out of Ms. Neal?
In order to make the elevator go down the cargo hold, a different keycard is required.
A different one?
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Ms. Rhoda Tenero, and only you. Ah!
What? Is this true, Miss Tenero?
Yes, I keep that keycard in my locker at all times.
Could you please show us that card right now?
Yes, hold on. I don't believe it.
What's wrong?
The keycard, it's gone. Ha ha ha, very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You've really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Edgeworth. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face.
Franziska, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case. However...
Hold it. Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise.
To be continued. Okay. I think we have a little bit more time. Let's check out the cargo hold.
Wow, so this is the cargo hold, huh? It's so big!
Oh, he's all excited. Oh, he likes airplanes. Oh, Gumshoe. Wow, there's a lot of suitcases.
This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating.
So is this the real scene of the murder?
There is certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct?
Okay, let's get investigating, sir.
Eight.
Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair.
These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over.
This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy.
Gumshoe would look good with one of these suitcases. I approve of this.
Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness.
You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see here, $1,200!
$100, holy crap.
I think I'll pass.
And Miss Tenario wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one.
$1,200, that's like 2 cross-country flights in the US. Man, it's crazy.
It definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments?
What's over here? Bed sheets.
Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew.
Sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir.
By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he pours on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so.
Oh, that's okay. You can tell his story later.
Hey, what's in the suitcase, pal?
It's what the victim checked in, sir. So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look.
There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir.
Wait, a file?
And there's a photo of Ms. Von Karma in it, sir.
It looks like a profile on Franziska.
Alright, somebody else is keeping secrets here.
Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her?
Well, we should probably talk to her about this.
You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? and you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder.
Yes, I was. I've been following a very large and involved governmental-level international crime. It's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol.
Interpol's involved?
It's a top-secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have. Did we? No, that was Logic, right? The piece of information we got about that guy having her profile. We showed her the badge. There's something much more urgent we should be dealing with right now. Nothing interesting. Don't waste my time or yours. Okay, fine. Well, that was useful information.
Have you noticed anything strange happening around here? No, sir, I haven't noticed a thing. I'm not sure that he meant to sound so oblivious.
Just answering your question.
All sorts of boxes are piled up here.
This one says flammable, and this one, it says pharmaceuticals.
This one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running?
It's probably all the first-class passengers are like criminals and shady people. Probably how this works. Oh, why did I come back over here?
Oh, I just love pushing the buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Here, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it.
The elevator is currently stopped on the first floor, Detective. It can't move.
Oh yeah, I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now.
Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special key card. Both the door to the attendance room and the elevator's control panels require a key card, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here.
That's kind of it, isn't it? Oh, I forgot we still had old Logic. So I think we can match up both pairs. This is the more obvious one. The broken glasses and the glass shards. Oh, there we go.
I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses.
And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses.
Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses lens. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected.
So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir?
Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now?
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find a murder weapon.
I think these two do belong.
Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Franziska?
Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Ms. Von Karma, sir.
It's creepy.
Franziska said that she had come to the airport as part of an Interpol investigation.
Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her.
Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol agent Hicks. I think Franziska has some explaining to do. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you?
Nonsense. What are you talking about?
You found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct?
I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. Oh, she dropped the last name. Things have changed. But it looks like they got to him first.
So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then?
Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. He went undercover to investigate this crime. And it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on the cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead.
I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold.
What was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Ow!
Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisca, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation?
No. Unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed.
I see, but this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own.
Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered a cargo hold with that person who let him in.
Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then...
the killer put Agent Hicks in one of the spare suitcases and...
they entered the elevator, but while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks's body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor.
Investigation complete. Okay, that was a short one. And this is a good time to end the episode. Once again, we have a flight attendant who's hiding something. Don't know which one. Probably both of them. But somebody definitely worked with Agent Hicks to get him down here and doesn't want anyone to know. Hopefully, we will find out a little bit more about that next time. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!